Hi guys, hope you all are good and preparing well for your IELTS exam. In this video, we'll talk about the most common topic which is often asked in almost every speaking test, and the topic is tell me about your hometown or city. So let's have a quick look at the vocabulary that we will be using in this whole video. All our discussion throughout the video will be concentrated around these points. So let's start with the first thing, that is the type of city. So whenever the examiner will be asking you about the city which you are living in, or which you are whatever your hometown is, you'll start by describing the city, like the city where I come from is, you'll state that whether it is a business hub, or it is a cultural center, an industrial city, or it is the capital of the country, or yeah, or we can say that if it is famous for something, like it is famous for tea production, cotton production, or anything, it is a cultural center, like something like Paris, we can say. A home or a city where almost all of the government or major institutions are located, we can tell them about this thing. Secondly, we'll say that our city is, whether it is like a very busy place, we can also tell them busy, but we can also use a word known as busy beehive for a busy place, that is a very busy place. And whether it is your city is a safe place to live or not, whether it is rapidly developing, or if you're staying in a developing nation, then obviously whether your city is rapidly developing, whether it is generating jobs and employing people or not, whether it is densely or sparsely populated. So you need to tell the examiner these points, so that he can he can judge your vocabulary based on the points you will tell him or her. Whether your city is sprawling, industrial, bustling, busy and fast paced, ancient, modern, old, popular with tourists, are some other keywords which you can use to describe your city. Thirdly, we can tell them about the city facilities which your city is offering to you, like necessary facilities or amenities which are within the commuting distance of where you are living. If there is any airport or train station or bus station which is like that of international level, and where many people come and go, then you can also tell them this. Apart from that, departmental store are there, shopping malls are there, shopping centers. You need to tell them about the things which your city is providing you, and whether there are movie houses or cinemas for entertainment or not, whether there are sports facilities available for the children or the young guys and girls, whether there are theaters and concert halls for like entertainment purpose again. So in this way, we can tell the examiner, and we can have like many words in our vocabulary kit, so that we won't be fall short of. And furthermore, we can tell them about the entertainment options, as we have just discussed now. Like you can tell them there are a number of recreational facilities available. There are you can use either of all these five sentences, whether there are a number of recreational facilities, endless entertainment options, wide array of entertainment options, every type of entertainment, abundance of events. You can use any of these lines in your while speaking. And after that, if you are talking about the streets, you will say that a busy main road runs through the town, or you can say that there are narrow streets, or if there are wide streets, then you can also tell them that. About the buildings, you can tell them that there are skyscrapers, high rise buildings, and it is a place of many multinational where many multinational companies have their offices. There are multi-storied buildings and cottages. So the interviewer will get to know about the vocabulary you are using, and it will be a kind of varied vocabulary, not just concentrated around a few limited words. And afterwards, we can say if our city looks like a country jungle, as there are many offices and buildings, so we can say it looks like a concrete jungle. And you can even say that buildings are faceless. Faceless means like characterless or dull. So this is a kind of a different word which you can use in while speaking. You can also tell that the buildings are cookie cutter. Cookie cutter is a different word which is used for things which are similar in a kind of monotonous way. And you can even describe that if you're staying in a place like Sydney or Melbourne, you can or New York, you can tell that the cost of living is very high. Or if you're living in a small city, then you can tell the cost of living is very low, and I'm enjoying that part of my city. So and for yes, obviously transport is a main thing which you can tell. There are good transport links, or bus service runs like clockwork. There is an extensive network of trains and buses. So whatever the facilities you are enjoying in your city, you have to tell them, you have to tell the interviewer that you need not to learn or mug up these points. Rather, you just need to take out the main words from this video and write them in your notebook so that you don't fall short of words. After that, if the city which where you are staying is not famous, you can tell him that, you see, as it is an industrial city, I'm afraid there is nothing I can boast it can boast of. So this is a line which you can, like say to him. Or you can even say that there are neither ancient buildings nor other places of interest. So it will put a good image, like well about your city. Or if your city is famous, then you can tell about the famous place which is there in your city, and which is like a primary source of attraction for tourists. So you can tell them that, for example, I live in Delhi and we have many ancient buildings like Qutub Minar, and there is Lotus Temple. So many tourists come every day to see these places, and it is a source of revenue for many people out there who are related directly or indirectly to tourism. So you can continue your uh, interaction with the examiner, and there are, on the basis of this thing only, they judge your communication skills, they mark you on the basis of this. You can, if your city is famous, you can even tell them the town prouds itself on having something. The town is famous for something, that something you have to tell. That something you are not required to put something while speaking. You need to tell them the place, or you need to tell them that building, or that place which is famous in your city. And if the examiner will be asking you, why is it famous, I mean, why your city is famous, if he or she will be asking you, this can also be a topic of part 2, where you have cue cards lying in front of you, and you need to speak something on it. So you can tell them that it offers a journey through civilizations. Every street is steeped in history, and there is a wealth of history and culture in our city. There is an amazing architecture. Many I know many European cities have this kind of amazing architecture there. So if you are from Europe, and if you are giving IELTS, you can definitely say like that. There is a tallest or oldest building in the world, and that is in our city only. You can tell them. And there is a rich cultural heritage, or musical water fountain is there. There is a shopper It is a shopper's paradise. I mean, many people come over here to buy fashion related items or anything. You can tell them it is a resort town, and people from all over the world come here to have rest, sunbath, swim, breathe sea air, and eat delicious food. So you have to make up the sentences, and you have to tell the examiner each and everything, whatever you can think of at that particular moment. I don't want you to fall short of words. So just keep noting down all these points in your whatever the notebook you are having in hand. If you are not having such, then get one and pause this video and get one. So you can even afterwards tell that it has a rich nightlife. Your city has a rich nightlife, like I know the places in New York and Sydney, Melbourne are two such places which have a good nightlife. There are some amazing nightclubs and bars for spending an unforgettable night out. You can tell them. And it is famous for production of, like I have said before, cotton or tea or anything which leather, which you can tell them. It is largest city in the country, the highest quality of this product is sold. So you have to tell the product instead of saying something like I have written over here. You need to tell the product. There are many places of historic value, cultural value, museums, art galleries, temples, churches, mosques, educational institutions. So you have to carry on the discussion further until and unless the interviewer or the examiner stops you. And what I can say is, if the examiner say like, if you like your city, then why you like your city? So you have to think of it, and you can say that yes, I really like it. It is never boring, no matter what your interests are. And it is a large city. One thing I particularly like about it is, means you can tell him or her anything, like, it is that although it is vast, there are 1,000 small and intimate places. There are beautiful and peaceful gardens and small and friendly restaurants. So you can tell them like this: I'm completely satisfied with living there. And if you don't like your city, then you can even tell that, I mean, you have to be true. You don't have to speak lie. You don't have to lie, you have to be true. So you can tell them that I'm afraid, I don't think it is a great place for living. You can tell about the problem why you don't feel it is a great place. You can tell them that the quality of roads is not good. Then there are a lot of potholes. And you can even I mean, you can twist the sentences like, the greatest trouble, or what irritates you the most, what you particularly dislike. So while speaking, you will say, I particularly dislike is that the quality of roads is not good. So in this way, you can continue the discussion with the examiner. And when he or she will ask you why you dislike, you can further on say that, there are a lot of things which you can quote examples of. You can say noxious smog surrounding the city is there, then it's impossible to get a lungful of fresh air. And you can further on add that unless you drive 30 kilometers away from the city, obviously. And it's difficult to catch the bus in the peak hours, in the morning hours, when there are office timings. It is too crowded, as people from all over the country come here in search of jobs. It is too noisy, and it is an expensive place to live. Then there is a lack of sufficient parking space, environmental pollution, poor air quality, harmful emissions, potholes, traffic jams, traffic congestions, a high crime rate, a lack of recreational facilities, a lack of entertainment facility, a lack of sports facility, a lack of facility for the disabled, poor public transport, extortionate parking tariff. So in this way, you can tell, too few green zones are there. So the city looks like a forest of high-rise office and residential buildings. And you can continue that. Unfortunately, the list goes on and on. You can continue the discussion further, and you'll be having many good words by the end of by the end of the video. And I would say that this is an initiative which have been taken on the request of a student of mine. And it is a detailed video on our hometown, or what we can say about the hometown. So I'll request you all, if you like the video, then do press like and subscribe to our channel, so that we can create more content like this in the near future. And